Back in the day, when these dudes were creating language to convey an idea, they drew a picture of three women and then nudged their buddy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get it?
Yeah.
But now it's like in their language.
And then it became a meme, which is the word for gene.
I want to fact check that. I want to make sure that.
Well, I would believe it. I do believe it, as a matter of fact, even if you fact check it and it's wrong. But, I mean, pictures and words are just ways of communicating.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. Basic Chinese. The character showing two women together means argument, so it's two. The character, oh wow, the showing three women actually meant infidelity. That's crazy.
That's hot.
Yeah, oh wow, no.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's 1, 2, and 3 on top, and it means adultery. That's so crazy. So like they're communicating through pictures, you know?
Pictures as they were turning into letters. Because the more you refine, the more people are literate. Like, if somebody can't draw, they can't make a comic telling a story about three women arguing. But if I draw the woman symbol 3 times, let's say. But anyway, all this is to say that pictures existed. And maybe that's why manga is so popular in like Asian countries, because they understand the value of pictures as a tool of storytelling. And maybe they respect it more than, say, us here in the West. Whereas, you know what, even Protestants would say that paintings were like sacrilegious and stuff. They didn't want paintings and religious icons in their churches.
Did Matt Walsh say it was demonic?
He said anime was demonic. I'm sure he had his reasons, because like a lot of anime that he probably saw was like really spicy, probably.
But that's like saying movies are demonic because of OnlyFans. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Cartoon. It's if somebody's going to use a video camera to make something really nasty and awful,
let's get rid of all video cameras.
Yeah, that's not that's you know they're I'm sure Matt would argue there's great movies. The issue is Matt doesn't know anime or manga.
Yeah, we could introduce him to some good ones. You know,
I think he would actually really like Attack on Titan.
Akira, Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell, especially. Glorious. But I don't know, he might not like Ghost in the Shell. It has
boobies in it, I'm sorry.
Well, no, Ghost in the Shell is very transhumanist.
But it's cool.
Cowboy Bebop's amazing.
Cowboy Bebop's the bomb. But
man,
yeah, there's
it got canceled because it was too violent. Is that what it was?
You know what he would like? Cowboy Bebop? No, it just ran out, I think.
I was reading about it. I think what happened was at the time in Japan, they were concerned about the extreme violence, shooting each other and stuff like that. Oh. And so they decided to just do 2 seasons or whatever.
Did you ever see Jinro?
No.
Oh my gosh, you got to see it. It was based on, loosely, there was a student protest in Japan in the 60s, I think. It was like the communists, the students were taking over and like having riots. And it's about like a dystopian future where the only thing that can stop the constant riots is like kind of a fascist police force where they put on armor. I know you've seen the image, like it looks like the...
Probably.
What's
it called?
Jinro, Jinroh. But it's about a police officer who has PTSD after shooting a civilian who he thinks was...
Oh, right. Definitely have seen this before.
Yeah, that movie,
it like Fallout.
It's so relevant to today with Antifa and all that stuff. I think you should definitely prioritize watching it. But that's something I would show to Matt, and it's like, dude, this movie means something. It's great, and it's not just the
Death
whole...
Note.
Death Note's awesome.
But like the messages conveyed and challenged in these ideas.
Yeah.
Death Note isn't just a story about a psychopath and a detective. It's a story about how to make a country better and the ramifications of killing those you deem to be unfit for society.
What if I had this tool? What would I do with it?
So for those that aren't familiar, in Death Note, there's Reapers, Grim Reapers, they call them, in Japan, they're called Shinigami, have notebooks where they write your name down, you die. They can write how you die, and then they absorb your life force and they live forever or whatever. So a human teenager gets a hold of the book, and he is an authoritarian. I don't know what you'd call him. I think you'd call him probably fascistic.
Quite a tyrant, yeah. But he starts out with good intentions.
But everybody does.
Yeah.
And so what he does is he starts killing criminals he sees on TV. Then there's a detective who's trying to stop him. The detective's it's almost like utilitarianism versus deontological morality. And that's why I think it's fascinating. Plus, it's just a great show.
Yeah, it's just a cool mystery.
The question of
who's going to catch who.
Yeah. But the moral question within the show is, should you kill people accused of wrongdoing to better society?
What if they deserve it?
But then how do you know if they deserve it?
Yeah.
This is the thing.
Right? Even if they deserve it, should you still kill them?
That's one thing I think they didn't explore properly in Death Note. He would see people on TV and kill them. And it's like, bro, they could be innocent.
and then he starts killing people that are just coming after him.
Yep.
And then it goes more into that gray area, and now he's just killing people just because.
He views himself as a god of the new world.
Yeah.
And now people are trying to stop him, so he's the only righteous one. He has to stop them. That's brilliant.
So it's genius, but like I'm assuming Walsh is coming at this because he hasn't seen something like Death Note before. But you can't say anime's bad. You can't say cartoons and comics are bad or games, because again, you're going to lose the next generation. They're going to say, "Oh, who are the only adults talking about these things as if they're, cool?"
But I suppose his idea is if you separate kids from this stuff, they'll never ask about it at all.
And they wonder why they're losing the culture war,
because they're not making culture.
You're not making something like, I just will play a game because it's cool, and if it has a message, fine.
So who did Matt Walsh did Johnny the Walrus, right?
Yeah,
and I think it's great that he did. But let's be real, no 9-year-old is going, "Whoa, Johnny the Walrus!"
I love Johnny the Walrus. Yeah,
kids are going, "I want to be Spider-Man," because they watch these.
Because it's cool.
When I was a kid, don't tell me the psychology of it. I don't know why. X-Men was awesome. The idea of being a superhero was so cool. The idea that you have this power and you want to save the world and you have these challenges. That was just so cool. You want to be a superhero. Batman, Superman, they never killed, no matter what. And then you had these stories that were written that explored what if they had to, what if they didn't, and you end up with the story arc. I forgot which one it is, but maybe where Superman kills the Joker and then becomes
Injustice. Shout out to my man Mike Miller.
Dude, Injustice is so good. And then who was it? Damian, Bruce Wayne's son, joins. He's from the League of Assassins, so he's like, we should kill these people, because like Superman's basically, if you had just killed the Joker, how many people would be alive today?
Yeah.
And so he goes dark. Which story arc was it? It was that he poisoned Superman and Superman it was like a nuclear bomb goes off, or he kills Lois or something like that.
I thought he killed Lois. I don't remember.
Yeah. I think there's two different versions. One is it could be the both. I'm not sure. But he drugs Superman. Superman goes on a rampage and kills Lois, who's pregnant with his son.
Yeah.
And that sets him off. And then he basically creates, what is it, the Justice Lords.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like these things are fantastic and they explored these ideas. So I'm a kid and I'm seeing the philosophy, the pros and cons of these different moral ideas laid before me. Then we got in the early 90s, the first time, I suppose, not necessarily the first time, but in the Batman animated series with Mr. Freeze.
That was a great one, yeah.
The motivations of the villain was
totally understandable.
Sympathetic.
Yeah.
So dark. For those that don't know, this was originally Mr. Freeze was a one-dimensional comic book villain. I'm going to freeze the world. Yeah. And then in the Batman animated series, they made it so that he was committing these crimes because he needed resources to save his dying wife.
Yeah.
And it's just masterpiece. And then Batman's like, I have to stop him. He's a bad guy. But he's like, I just want to save my wife.
Yes.
Damn, dude.
That's good
so
storytelling.
sad.
And as a younger person, I just enjoyed the show and I didn't know why. In fact, all right, if I can toot my own horn just a little bit here with Gooseberry Pie, for example.
It's not on camera because people watch them.
Hands are here. But no, not to say something. All right, so I had the opportunity to show Gooseberry Pie to some kids in a school, let's say. But you know how the trans stuff and they're going to schools and drag queen story hour and stuff. I was tempted to like brag about, oh, I read this to kids in a school. But then I was thinking, no, it would be weird for me to brag that I got to read to some kids, but they loved this book just because it was fun. They loved the pictures. They were going bananas, man. I'm telling you. All right, so I was there, I'm reading, and I got up at, the teacher has this thing where there's a camera above a sheet of paper where you can draw and it's projected on the wall. And they were saying, oh, draw strudel, draw this, draw that, draw a fire truck. And I'm drawing a fire truck really badly, and they are losing... Can I curse? I don't want to curse. They were losing it laughing. They were having the best time. And just because an adult came and took the time to draw and have fun with them, and it's like, okay, now you guys draw. Show me your drawings. And my God, I have a pile in my house. I got to show this off sometime. They all drew like fan art of Gooseberry Pie because their teacher took the time to read it to them over a course of a week. And they just like the book.
I do got to say, I got to call you out, man. It's clearly a strawberry. It's, I don't know what you're trying to pull here.
That's the real spoiler of the story is what is a gooseberry? Does it even exist? It's actually a cake, not a pie. So there's deception everywhere. I'm deceiving everybody with this book. But yeah, I'm told that they just like the book because it's fun to read. Now,
and you need to give kids play.
And teenagers.
Right. No,
that's why
sure.
video games are just fun. And then maybe if you're smart, you know, you do your storytelling well, you can sneak in your little morals and all that stuff.
What do we see with the, you know, tiger babies and wolf babies? They play fight.
Yes.
They roll around and they're not trying to, it's what they do. Humans are no different. We play these video games. It's play fighting. We don't actually want to go hurt anybody.
No.
And so
if they had footage of us yelling at people online when we lost matches,
oh man,
you know,
I mean, I never did that.
But play fighting.
Oh, right.
We're really acting out our aggression on each other in a safe way. Like you son of a.
And they want to get rid of that. They want everyone to be a soy boy.
Even Overwatch, which was one of my favorite games, they're now recording all the matches, like your voice. They do voice to text or something. So I can't even call people names in the game anymore.